Today, we're going to be looking at some videos sent in from you guys about some common bunny hop problems. This first video we're going to look at is by a user named Dan. He's struggling to get his bunny hop higher. So looking at his bunny hop, the start of his preload is good. He gets his chest down low and his legs bent nicely. He then pushes off the bars and rocks his weight backwards. But when he extends his legs, he pulls back on the handlebars with his arms. This brings his chest down and prevents him from getting full extension out of his hips. This is a good time to take a look at what the difference between lifting with your arms versus lifting with your hips looks like. Here, you're keeping your arms locked out and standing up tall. You're driving through your legs and straightening your hips. This pulls the bars up. On the other hand, here I'm using my arms alone to pull the bars up. Arms have less range of movement and less explosive power compared to your legs. That's why in a bunny hop, it's important to generate most of the movement using your legs. So going back and looking at his bunny hop, we can tell he's over-relying on his arms to pull the bike up. Next, we're going to look at another video from my friend Eric. Eric has a good technique, but looks like there's a few things he could be doing to get a little bit more height. Here, you can see he bends his legs, but he doesn't bring his chest down low. He then extends both his arms and legs at the same time. In a bunny hop, the movement is initiated with your arms, and once your arms are fully extended, your legs and hips take over. Another thing with a bunny hop is that you want to stand up tall and get full range of motion out of your hips, not just extend your arms and legs. So this next video comes to us from a rider named Clayton. He is able to get a decent amount of height and land with both wheels at the same time. But something I noticed is his preload. It looks like he could benefit from lowering his chest as well as bending his arms and legs. In this part, he does a good job not pulling with his arms, though there's another thing I noticed. There's a bit of a delay between getting his front wheel off the ground and exploding upwards. In the bunny hop, each of the movements feed off each other, so once your arms are extended, you need to be exploding upwards, extending your hips and legs. The next area that sticks out to me is his scoop and shove. You can see he scoops the bike upward, but he doesn't shove the bike out in front of him by lowering his chest and getting his hips behind the seat. As a result, he is not getting the full potential height out of this movement. You can see on his second attempt, he does a better job at getting his hips behind the seat, but he's still limited by how far he can bend his knees. If he was able to shove a little bit more by dropping his chest, he wouldn't have to bend his knees quite as much. This next video is of my girlfriend Hailey. Overall, she does a pretty good job, but there are a few points that she could do better. The first thing that sticks out to me is her preload. She could get a little bit more pop by bending her arms and bringing her chest down lower. The second thing I notice is that she extends both her arms and legs at the same time. In a bunny hop, you want to push off your bars and load your weight onto your legs. Notice how my arms are straight, but my legs are still bent. Once your arms are fully extended, then explode upwards. Also, like some of the other users, she does not get full extension out of her hips, but she does a surprisingly good job getting the bike out in front of her and scooping up her legs. So in summary, these are the biggest issues. The biggest issues during the preload phase stem from users not lowering their chest enough, as well as bending their arms and legs. During the pop, the biggest issues stem from riders not keeping their arms locked out or not getting full extension out of their hips. Once in the air, the most common recurring issues are riders not lowering their chest enough or not getting their hips behind the seat. Now, taking a look at my bunny hop, I want you to pay attention to a few things. When I preload by bending my arms, lowering my chest, and bending my legs, I actually have my head almost directly over my front wheel and stem. Then I push off the bars and rock my weight backwards. Notice how my arms are straight, but my legs are still bent. Now once I have my hips behind the seat and my weight over my bottom bracket, I can start to explode upwards. Once off the ground, I can scoop and shove. So something to take note of here is that the height of my bunny hop is determined by the height of my hips. The higher I can get my hips off the ground, the higher I can bunny hop. So I hope that helps. If you still have any questions about bunny hops or any other skill, leave your questions in the comments below. My name is Phil Metz. Thanks for playing bikes with me today, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, what's up guys? I just wanted to give a big thanks to everyone who submitted a video. I know it's not easy putting yourself out there on the internet where everyone can judge you. Myself and all the viewers appreciate that. I just got done editing the episode. I'm kind of beat. Thanks for your submission. I'll see you next time.